Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kennedy Center Millennium stage. My name is Kevin Struthers, and I'm the Director of Jazz Programming here, and we want to thank you for coming out tonight. Every night at Kennedy Center is a special one, but of course for us in the jazz program, this is truly a special evening. Tonight we're going to present to you the first night of Betty Carter's Jazz Ahead. Before we start, I'd like to say a special thank you to some folks. First, from the King White Family Foundation, we want to thank them for their generous support of this program. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. J. Douglas White from the King White Family Foundation. Thank you, sir. And I also want to thank the William K. Fritz Jazz Initiative. These are folks that have really helped us to move jazz ahead forward, keep it growing and constant since its inception here in 1998. Now, Duke Ellington once said that some artists simply defy categorization. They're beyond category. And that is an apt description, of course, of Betty Carter. She was known for her own unique style that throughout the course of her career, she never compromised to fit anyone else's expectations except her own. You know, whether she was performing her own compositions, of which there were many, many, standards, whatever it would be, she was known for a wide range of things like unexpected changes in tempos, right in the middle of songs, unbelievable scats that would go on for ever and ever and ever. And I don't know if you just recently heard there was a new release that came from Jazz at Lincoln Center. If you haven't, you should check it out. It just came out from a concert that they recorded in the 1990s. It's just absolutely fantastic. You should check it out. Now, so she hit the ground earlier in her career with the likes of folks like Lionel Hampton and Ray Charles, but then went on to flourish in her own world, in her own fabulous way for several decades in an amazing career that lasted a long time. And as part of that, she would always surround herself with folks who were in their 20s, young people that were in her band that she would identify as she traveled the world. And so what it became is that she sort of took a note of what she was doing, developing these folks in their career, and she formalized the program to train young musicians. And Jason may mention this in a second, but there are musicians all throughout the industry now who have been heavily influenced by her through all the years that they were in her band. So she took this sort of informal program and formalized it in something she called Jazz Ahead. It started in the mid-90s at the Brooklyn Academy of Music 651 Arts Center in New York. Well, about 1997, Billy Taylor, who was our artistic director for jazz at the time, invited Betty to bring Jazz Ahead here to the Kennedy Center. And we had a terrific moment in the concert hall down the other side of the building where she performed with a range of young people, and Betty Carter's Jazz Ahead was off and running. Tragically, Betty passed just a bit later in 1998, the first year of our program here. And we're thrilled to have her son here, Miles Redding, and we're thrilled that the estate and the family has asked us to continue with the program, and we couldn't be happier. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miles Redding. So what in the world is Jazz Ahead? Okay, so Jazz Ahead identifies outstanding emerging artists, and we bring them together here for about 2 weeks, and we match them up with master musicians to help them develop their performance. But the key to this program, what makes us so different than most jazz camps, is that per Betty Carter's request, the folks up here have to be composers. So you can have a lot of young jazz musicians who are very adept technically, they can play and they sound terrific, but what sets these folks apart is that these are folks who compose their own music. And if you know anything about jazz, of course, through the world of improvisation, yes, it's an important part. And Betty started the program on that very premise. So what's fantastic is all these folks didn't know each other 2 weeks ago, hadn't heard each other's music, and now they're all going to perform original works for you tonight. It's quite a wonderful moment. So these folks, 24 of them are from all over the world. Of course, the United States, France, Germany, Israel, Sweden, South Africa, and Venezuela. And I will tell you, we have the highest number of applicants this year, and so these folks are really the creme de la creme from throughout the world. So you should be congratulated, guys, for making it to the Kennedy Center tonight. Now, quickly, I just want to give a shout out to and introduce our faculty, all of whom have a personal connection with Betty. So back in 1998, when we started the program, and had the big concert down in the concert hall. One of the musicians who was there, who was identified by Betty herself to join the program, was none other than our saxophonist faculty member, Mr. Casey Benjamin. From Betty Carter's Jazz Ahead at BAM, Brooklyn Academy of Music, there in 1993, our percussionist faculty, Mr. Greg Hutchinson, right there. A member of Betty's band in 1991, you will know him. He's a regular Kennedy Center favorite here, pianist Peter Martin. From Betty Carter's Jazz Ahead in Brooklyn, 1993 alum, please welcome trumpeter, you may know him from Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra, Mr. Marcus Printup. I tell you, 1993 must have been a bumper crop for Betty, because we have another graduate from Betty Carter's Jazz Ahead at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. Ladies and gentlemen, our bass faculty, Christopher Thomas. Yeah. And I will tell you, this next artist, many of you will know because she is one of our favorite friends who performs here regularly. Grammy, Tony winner, NEA Jazz Master. Please welcome vocalist Dee Dee Bridgewater. And now I'll turn things over to our faculty director, with whom I have the great privilege of serving here. He is our artistic director for jazz, and he too was selected by Betty back in 1998 to participate in our first Betty Carter's Jazz Ahead here at Kennedy Center. Please welcome Jason Moran.
Thank you, Kevin. It's always a good time of year to gather around the legacy of Betty Carter and also to hear a lot of new music from the future of this music. So I'm going to let them take it away, and thanks for coming. This is the true Jazz Ahead.
thank you so much for coming to hear us today. My name is Matthew Waterman, and that was my composition called Attention, and we've got 2 more great original compositions for you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Roy Bashat. The next tune I wrote about my worldview, about humanity, which I named Toyot, which means mistakes in Hebrew. Naladia, our singer, is going to sing it in Hebrew, so give it up.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are y'all doing? You can do better than that. Come on. All right. We have time for one last composition, and that's one by myself. My name is Rico Jones, and I'm from Denver, Colorado. And this piece is entitled No Pienses, or Don't Think.
See through my eyes, there is so much more to life than what you see. Freedom beyond your greatest fantasy. Escape the lies. You'll find solace when you learn to let it go. Let ego die and be true to what is true to you alone. Hold fast, hold strong, and know that you belong. You'll find the truth if you choose to let intention guide your heart. Don't you fret, don't think, just be true. But so much more to life than what you see. Freedom beyond your greatest fantasy. Escape the lies. You'll find solace when you learn to let it go. Let ego die and pursue what is true to you alone. Hold fast, hold strong, and know that you belong. You find the truth if you let your lead intention guide your heart. Now don't you fret, don't think just move. Thank you very much. I'd like to just introduce the band. We have Matt Waterman on the trombone. We have Liam Sutcliffe on the trumpet. We have Rico Jones on the saxophone, tenor saxophone. We have Ellie Prenu on the piano. We have Roy Bachat on the guitar. We have Isaac Levithan on the bass. And we have Edwin Fridolfsson on the drum set. My name is Naledi Masilo. Thank you so much for coming out today. Stay away. Oh, pretty baby, don't you come my way. I'm not supposed to feel this way. Stay away from me. Oh, don't you know you're too delightful, you just have to go. I'm feeling doubtful, so I'm here to say, stay away from me. Oh, with those charming eyes, you have really got me hypnotized. I can't seem to break free, so hear my plea. Oh, stay away before you lead me back into dismay. I'm not supposed to feel this way. Stay away from me. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was an original composition of mine entitled Stay Away. And now we've got two more for you.
Hey, my name is Johannes Mann, and I wrote the next tune a few years ago in a cold winter in my home in Germany, and it's called Arc, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Noah Fishman, and I play the bass here. I'm going to take just a quick moment and introduce the band. This is Ashley Pizzotti on voice, Emil DeJager on trumpet, Sam Priven on saxophone, alto, Chris Bittner on saxophone, tenor, Jacob Swedlow on drums, Lex Corton on piano, Johannes Mann on the guitar. We just want to take another quick moment and say thank you so much to the Kennedy Center and the amazing faculty and staff who've been helping us out with the Betty Carter Jazz Ahead program. We've been having a ball. And this last tune is a tune of mine called Flying Castle. I wrote it after an extremely fun music festival that I went to in the town of Kozarice, Slovenia. And I wrote it to commemorate this castle. I see this room is 630 feet long, so the tour guides have told us. So this is quite a big dance floor, and I hope you guys will fill it when we play for you. So thank you so much.
On vibraphones, all the way from Venezuela, is Juan Diego Villalobos. On piano, from here in D&B, is Sequoia Snyder. Laying it down on alto saxophone is Sarah Hanahan. On trumpet is Marissa Webster. On saxophone is Baptiste. And on drums is Timothy Rockbach. Last but certainly not least is Hannah Marcus on bass. And I'm Darren Dean.
How are y'all feeling out there? All right, it's a blessing to be able to play for you all in such an amazing venue and place. And I wrote this next song. It's an ode to a beautiful place in Canada called Banff. And the name of it is called Banff Song. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks again for being here.
How's everybody doing? Um, my name is Sequoia. This tune is a piece I wrote entitled Black or Woman. Thank you guys for coming out. It's such a pleasure and honor to play for you all.
Today is her birthday, so give it up for Sequoia. Come on, bro.
So it seems I stand between two worlds that don't see me. My hair is kinky and my skin has melanin.
Thank you so much to everybody for coming out this evening to Betty Carter's Jazz Ahead 2019. Special thank you to Dr. J. Douglas White and the King White Family Foundation, Miles Redding, and of course, our faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, Betty Carter's Jazz Ahead 2019.
Have you heard? Spread the word that she lives and she is jazz ahead. Have you heard? Spread the word that she lives and she is jazz Have you heard? Spread the word that she lives and she is jazz
Thank you for joining us at Millennium Stage. As we prepare for another performance, we ask that you help us by heading towards the back of the seating area so we can safely put away our chairs. If you would like to meet with the performers, they'll be meeting guests at the back of the house.